In this Cardano update, we have a huge data dump from IOHK, the Essential Cardano Guide. It goes through all of the data in terms of users, usage, statistics, transactions. We're going to compare that to the competition and see where Cardano is right now. It's actually really promising, so I'll leave the timestamps for all of the different pieces of data and parts of this video down in the description. Before we get into the Cardano data, I will be updating the crypto course in January. It's a quarterly update. My updates and research do come for free if you're part of the course, plus the other 300 plus videos. Check it out via the link in the description. It goes through start to finish, investing in crypto, how to think about portfolio management, and also researching all of these blockchains so we can make better decisions. Link in the description for that. We'll go through the Cardano numbers first though, and also link these to, like Ethereum, Polygon, and some other chains as well to see where we are. So 3.7 million wallets on Cardano. We also have 3.2 thousand stake pools, which is really important. The more the better in terms of the amount of stake pools. Proof of stake blockchain, more stake pools means the stake is more decentralized. Now, 56 million transactions. Is that good or bad? Well, let's have a look really at the amount of transactions that other chains are doing and see where we are with that. So here's the Polygon transactions chart, and you can see a big rise during the last bull market. It's kind of softened off now, and it's kind of found its level, right? So around 2.9 to 3 million transactions per day right there. And if we're looking at Ethereum, you're looking at around 1 million transactions per day. So you might think, well, if Ethereum's bigger, why does it do less transactions than Polygon? Well, it's not just about transactions, it's about value of transactions as well and how important and valuable they are. So Polygon is much cheaper, but it is much more decentralized as well. And so you get lower value transactions on there. And obviously bigger players, maybe institutions, they don't really care about the gas fees on Ethereum. And so Ethereum has fewer daily transactions, but each one of those transactions is worth more value. And so there's value in both of those. It's not to say that more transactions with lower value is just worse. There's value in both. It's like, Costco versus Whole Foods, something like that. So there are different ways, there are different measures. Both are fine. Now, obviously Cardano is way below that, but if we look at Cardano's, we can see that the transactions per day are around about 200,000. So for right now, definitely way below the competition in terms of Polygon. Just get myself out of the way here so you can see that. Now, Polygon has the advantage of, sucking all of the TVL away from Ethereum, whereas Cardano doesn't have that. But 200,000 payments a day, you can see we have met some sort of fundamental bottom for the bear market as well. So from right here, we have more applications launching and stable coins this year as well, which I think will just increase transactions and increase trades. So yes, way below that for Cardano in terms of the competition and the amount of transactions that are going on right now. Something that has changed for the positive recently with Cardano is the type of projects that are building. In previous updates, essentially this entire mix right here was NFT collections and NFT marketplaces, which is fine, but what you're really looking for is DeFi exchanges. They obviously the bigger use case. And what you can see here is this has actually changed a lot for the better, where you have a ton of diversified types of project building in the system. This is really good. This is showing that the ecosystem is just growing, maturing, and you need different types of service. So you have, lending protocols that are actually right here and working right now. Yes, they're very early stage, but hey, this is early stage. You have tooling, DeFi, you have community and social, lots of wallets, gaming even. So these are much more diversified as a base of projects building as it was before, which was basically just 80% just NFT projects. So this is very, very good news that the ecosystem is maturing and becoming a real functioning financial ecosystem. Cardano also regularly tops the list of actively developed chains. You can see that here. IOHK have highlighted this with the amount of GitHub repos right here. How does that stack up versus the competition? Well, it's right up there at the top. Now on Token Terminal, they, I think, do active GitHub repos right here, and they don't allow for any other types of development to get into their figures. But you can see Cardano's right up here with the top. So even during the bear market, a very actively developed chain. IOHK have also highlighted the amount of wallets building on Cardano. There are many now. Now I remember 6 months ago, people were asking, well, which wallet do I use? Because a lot of people were using Yoroi wallet to stake their ADA. But then when applications launched, Yoroi couldn't really use those apps. And so everyone was asking, well, which wallet? The community just developed a few wallets. Eternal, Flint, and Nami are probably the most used out there, but IOHK themselves are developing Lace Wallet as well. A bit similar to Consensus developing MetaMask. I think IOHK are developing Lace Wallet. As you can see here, it looks great. You can stake in here. You can see your NFTs and you can send tokens around pretty easy. This is just a test wallet, so I can send right here. Now it does link up with ADA handle, and I know a lot of wallets do now. So if you have a ADA handle, people can just send ADA or any other token to your ADA handle right here, which is very convenient. So there are many wallets. Lace looks really great, but I think the other wallets developed by the community, they've been working really well for a lot of people as well. Something that is coming very soon to Cardano is stablecoins, which is something I've been asking for a long time. It's almost impossible to trade without stablecoins. Everything is traded against US dollars or stablecoins. And so, it does hold back Dex volumes. You can see the Dexs right here. Now, MinSwap is a great example of what Cardano is about, which is, as you can see, funding these projects. We are 100% community funded and got that funding on the Catalyst Fund 5. This is really important. This is a DEX, which is now the #1 DEX on Cardano that got funded from Catalyst. This is the entire reason the Cardano ecosystem and community exists. They're now the #1 app on the blockchain, as you can see here. 26 million TVL. How does that stack up? Well, again, just remember everything on MinSwap is traded against ADA. Now, that's not really what most participants want to trade with. They want to trade tokens against the stablecoin. Plus the Cardano ecosystem, it's just newer and smaller than some others. So if we look at Polygon right here as well, which is right beside Cardano in terms of market cap, Polygon have been very fortunate to be sucking a lot of the TVL and traders away from Ethereum, right? So a lot of people that would use Ethereum dApps and are happy on those, maybe they switch over to Polygon because it is just cheaper. A lot of kind of lower value retail traders who don't want to pay $7 to swap tokens. You can see right here that QuickSwap is getting around 163 million TVL. You also have Uniswap here with 100 million TVL. So that's where we are at. I think MinSwap is doing great to do 26 million TVL. TVL is not great to look at for an exchange. What you're really looking at is trading volumes. So let's have a look at this as well. These are the top exchanges right here, and there really are a number of exchanges that win most of the market. Exchanges really do well when they have deep liquidity, and so you'll find that liquidity really just congregates around one or two exchanges, because that's where traders want to trade. They want to trade the best spreads and the best prices. So Uniswap, Curve, PancakeSwap are really the top end. Uniswap's doing billions per 24 hours because they have Uniswap V3, V2, and Polygon and Arbitrum, as you can see here. Now, MinSwap is doing around about $1 million in trade per day, but this is before stablecoins. For me, this is really just still in the early stages. It's not really even trying to compete at this point because there's no stablecoins on Cardano. Those are coming. You can see that these are all ADA system tokens as well, right? So we still have yet to have, wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped ETH, and those other types of tokens that, a lot of people want to trade. So doing $1 million in trade volume as of right now, that puts it down here around top 50, let's say, for the biggest DEX on Cardano. So still a long way to go, but there is still a lot of advancements in terms of getting stablecoins and other assets on here. So doing very decently, and you can see that around $1 million in trade volume, and it's not far away in terms of growth from Dexs on other chains that are priced around the same as Cardano. So I think things are going pretty well, and having a Catalyst Fund 5 winner to actually develop the biggest exchange on Cardano is really what Cardano is all about. IOHK have also highlighted many of the projects that have either launched already or about to launch. I don't want to put my name or to these or discuss them too much because these are early stage startup companies. They have a high failure rate, and this is experimental finance, right? So we have to take that for what it is, that many of these projects maybe are just not going to be successful or they may fail, but it just shows you the extent to which applications are launching right here. We can see some of these, right? So Indigo Protocol's pretty much just gone from nowhere to be now the #2 TVL, and we can see why this is important. So this is ADA Finance right here, which is a lending protocol. It's a little bit different. It uses NFTs and it uses fixed terms, fixed interest rates, which actually fixed income's a huge product area. It's not really how most EVM chains do borrowing and lending. You mostly just put your assets into a pool and it's kind of open-ended and you get a variable interest rate. Well, with ADA, because they can use NFTs, the way Cardano works, you can bundle those transactions in one UTXO. You have fixed income. Fixed income is obviously very important for many things. Very, very early stage. But as you can see here, the number one stablecoin on Cardano right now is IUSD, which is actually a synthetic asset. Again, I don't support synthetic assets. They're very, very experimental, so I wouldn't support anyone to kind of use these. But yeah, IUSD is being used. People are borrowing, lending here. You can also see the Indigo protocol, and you can just see what people want to trade: Bitcoin, ETH, and dollars, right? And you have ADA, but you don't need a synthetic ADA because you have ADA itself. So the financial ecosystem, what I would call it is, promising. Yes, the TVL, the amount of users and the amount of money flowing through here is definitely way lower than other chains, the Ethereum-based chains mostly, right? So the Ethereum chain and Polygon and scaling solutions right here, they have way more TVL, but that's where most of the TVL is. What I would say for Cardano is it's just doing its own thing. It doesn't need to be compared to Ethereum. It's not as big, but the ecosystem, you can see that the blocks are falling into place. You have Dexs, you have borrowing, lending, and you have exchanges launching very soon. So I think the development activity and the applications that are launching are very promising, especially in the bear market when you want to see this development activity taking place. I have also heard that DJED is launching quite soon as well, which is a stablecoin coming to Cardano. Now, this is different from USDA, which is the one I would use. USDA is a fiat currency backed stablecoin. So for every $1 of the stablecoin, you have $1 in a bank account. That's what I prefer, and that's what I think most people do prefer and probably should use. DJED is essentially Cardano's version of MakerDAO, or the DAI currency, which has a market cap of around $5 billion, so $5 billion. Now, DAI, what they do is, people can put crypto collateral in here, like Ethereum, I think Uniswap. Most of the collateral is actually USDC that makes up this stablecoin, but it's a crypto-backed stablecoin. It's not algorithmic, it's just crypto-backed. So for every dollar of DAI, maybe you have $1.50 or $2 worth of crypto assets, and all of the value of that and the liquidations that occur are all kind of automated in the system. DJED is going to be pretty much the same version of this, and so for every dollar of DJED you have up to $4 or $8 of ADA backing that. Now, I don't think this is going to cause a huge rush to lock up ADA. Like most things with Cardano, it's probably going to be quite small to start off with. DAI is only 5 billion in market cap. DJED's probably going to come in at maybe tens of millions or something initially. But for most normal users, I would steer clear of DAI and DJED. It's just not worth the bother. DAI has lost its peg previously. Maybe DJED will do that as well. We just don't know. But having a fiat currency stablecoin like USDA, which is also launching soon, is the one I would go for. I'd personally just steer clear of DAI and DJED. But it is something that some market participants will use. So DJED is coming too, and it's basically Cardano's version of DAI. So rather than disappearing in the bear market like a lot of projects have, it looks like Cardano is just doing what it said it would, which is building out Dexs and NFTs, lending protocols and decentralized finance. Still a mile to go to compare it to the size and scope of Ethereum, but maybe you don't have to. Maybe it just is its own ecosystem and it's just going to exist in its own world for a little bit, building up these apps, and you can see that it is delivering right here. So, a lot of good going on Cardano right now. If you do want to check out the Crypto Investor course, linked in the description, I'll be updating it very soon this month. So check that out via that link. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.